The following wrestling exhibition requires discretionary viewer participation.
Good evening, everybody. Glad you could make it. We're in Chocolate City, USA, Hershey, Pennsylvania for tonight's edition of our Rwl Sn Rl. I'm Wally Cardell, joined again as always by Johnny Bianco and Snarl General Manager Tex Lynch. What a card it was at the Spectrum just a few nights ago, with Dionne's huge win over Angie Angel Guns to become new women's international champion. And while the Italian Testarossa celebrates, Angie isn't going anywhere. She's publicly congratulated Dionne and says she's moving forward with other things.
No reason not to believe her. Also, tonight marks 2 years since Danielle Heathcote won the Joyce Grable Memorial Tournament, a title she's still got to this day. She's medically cleared to compete and says she's looking forward to something special.
Something special she be revealing to everyone when I speak to her again at the end of the first hour tonight.
Yeah, but before all that, we got a whole bunch of wrestling to get through. Let's get that started right away. Our opening contest, ladies tag team action with Cherie Roy, the Queen of the Black Garden, and Autumn Breeze, facing Kayden Carter and Katana Chance. Kayden Carter, back from that beating she caught from Luna Vachon last week.
Good evening, fans. Welcome to our Rwl Sn Rl. Our opening contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, from the Twin Cities, the Queen of the Black Garden, Cherie Roy, and from Altoona, Pennsylvania, Autumn Breeze, Vicious and Delicious. Been a couple of months since former ladies tag champions Cherie and Autumn last appeared, but Vicious and Delicious is back on the scene, now jockeying for position in the race to challenge Power and Beauty for the titles. And the first ring on the ladder tonight is Kayden Carter and Katana Chance.
Kayden Carter, now fully recovered from Luna Vachon's vicious assault last week, or at least, hopefully, fully recovered. Not that I think Cherie Roy or Autumn Breeze are the type to exploit an opponent's injury. It's just not the way they do business.
Well, not to the best of my knowledge, they are not the type to disrespect the rule book, which is why they were former women's tag team champions for such a long time.
Their opponents, the team of Kayden Carter and Katana Chance.
Another fine purchase from another fine WWE fire sale, Katana Chance and Kayden Carter. They are a pretty impressive team. They started off a little bit awkward, but they straightened out their acting well. Kayden Carter's knees look just fine after Luna Vachon's attack. I don't think she's going to have too many issues tonight. Should be a pretty good matchup against Cherie and Autumn Breeze, though.
But Kayden and Katana can be a little devious at times, which might give them a slight edge that could lead to an upset win over the heavily favored Cherie and Autumn.
Which would make them very popular, apparently. Some guys like their villains pretty. It's going to be the Queen of the Black Garden, Cherie Roy, and Katana Chance starting this match off. Well, what an opener we got as Tom Kanamura rings the bell. Cherie Roy charges, locks up with Katana. Katana gets the upper hand, whips her into the upper right corner. Cherie Roy counters with an elbow. Katana Chance counters with a kick to the midsection. Katana Chance blocked and countered by Cherie Roy. A couple of hard rights, a counter from Katana Chance. These two going back and forth right away. That's Hurricane Rana from Katana Chance. And here comes Kayden Carter. Let's see what Luna Vachon did to her, if anything. Cherie Roy on the canvas catches a kick to the leg from Katana Chance. Like I said, her knees appear to be working just fine. She turns it over to Katana Chance. Cherie Roy catches a series of shots, and she's going for the ride. There's the Whirlicane to Cherie Roy. Followed up with a stomp from Katana Chance. He steps out, turns it over to Caden Carter again. Well, the early tag-offing strategy seems to be working just fine. So far, the advantage has been all Caden Carter and Katana Chance. Cherie Roy rolled up, catches a kick to the face from Caden Carter. Here's a cover, but Autumn Breeze right there to break up the pin. A stomp to the midsection to Cherie Roy. Caden Carter gathers her up, turns her attention to Autumn Breeze, tags her with a forearm. Cherie Roy breaks it up. Autumn Breeze tags her with a cheap shot. Cherie Roy misses with her move there. There's a kick to the midsection from Cherie Roy. The Queen of the Black Garden with a cravat suplex on Caden Carter. And it looks like Cherie and Autumn are starting to turn things around here. Inverted suplex from the Queen of the Black Garden. Cherie Roy drives a knee into the arm of Caden Carter. And Caden Carter's on the wrong side of town and catching all kinds of hell too. Oh. An arm snap from Cherie Roy. A rolling elbow to the back of Caden Carter. Here comes Autumn Breeze on the tag, and they've got Caden Carter right where they want her, firmly in control and far away from her partner. A series of hard rights and a stomp to the midsection from Autumn Breeze. Autumn Breeze moves back in now, a series of lefts. Guess she wanted to complete the set. Oh, okay. Here comes Cherie Roy on the tag. Caden Carter locked up, whip to the far right corner. An elbow from Cherie Roy. Caden Carter caught from behind, side suplex with a pin. Look at this right here. 1, 2, but no. Caden Carter breaks up the pin. There's this. Oh, look at this. A hot tag to Katana Chance. Cherie Roy caught by surprise here. Knee to the midsection to Katana Chance. Cherie Roy steps out, turns it over to Autumn Breeze. Autumn Breeze locks up Katana Chance, whips her to the ropes. Ooh, hard shot to the midsection. Autumn goes behind, hard forearm. Takes Katana Chance down, followed up with a stomp to the midsection. Autumn Breeze escorts Katana to her team's corner. Here comes Cherie Roy on the tag. Double team incoming. Katana Chance catches double shoulders. Autumn Breeze steps out. Cherie Roy all the way up on the top. She goes there, leg drop across the throat of Katana Chance. Katana counters with a kick to the midsection of Cherie Roy. Cherie Roy counters with a kick to the midsection of Katana Chance. A whole lot of back and forth, eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth action here. The Queen of the Black Garden rounds up Katana Chance, escorts her to her team's corner. Head first into the turnbuckle goes Katana Chance. She counters but catches a cheap shot from Autumn Breeze. Cherie Roy goes behind on her. Another back suplex. And it goes over to Autumn Breeze on the tag. Katana Chance is laid out. Could be in big trouble here. As Autumn Breeze starts to really open up. Again, they're doing it smart. They're keeping the opponent separated from their tag team partner closer to their corner. Autumn Breeze with a pair of knees to the back of Katana Chance. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. Not even a one, really. Caden Carter breaking things up. Katana Chance rolls to the outside. And Autumn Breeze doing a little showboating for the local folks in Hershey. She's from Altoona, so they know her well here. Here we go. Beat to the bow brand for Caden Carter. But Katana Chance is momentarily distracted. 10 count punches to the chest of Caden Carter, and out to the floor she goes. Meanwhile, Katana Chance, look at this. With a Frankensteiner. And Cherie Roy, but catches a kick from Autumn Breeze. Referee Tom Canamora already engaging the count. Cherie Roy looks all messed up. Katana Chance going after Autumn Breeze. And and it's broken out on the outside. Katana Chance misses with the knee. Autumn Breeze back up. Both ladies miss their move. Cherie Roy still laid out. This is not good. It has turned around nasty for Vicious and Delicious here. Spinning punch. The Katana Chance, down she goes. And Autumn Breeze gonna take full advantage of the count and go to work on the arms of Katana Chance. A risky move. That count's starting to get up there. Autumn Breeze finishes up with a pair of knees to the back of Katana Chance again. And they are definitely running out of time here. A series of shots from Autumn Breeze, a double shot to the midsection of Katana Chance. Katana Chance bounced into the barricade, right into the 11. Autumn takes her down. Yard bully punches from Autumn Breeze on Katana Chance. Needs to get her back inside the ring. Kick to the midsection from Katana Chance. Autumn Breeze rounded back up to a stand position. A kick. Autumn puts on the brakes on Katana Chance. Rocks her up. And what are we going to see here? All the way up for the vertical suplex, but no, Katana Chance counters. Chop block to the knee of Autumn Breeze. We're going to run out of time here. That is it. Oh, man.
At 7 minutes and 8 seconds, the referee calls a double count out. No winner.
A double count out. Well, that went over like a fart in church. All right, folks, we'll be back with more Snarl right after the break.
As we continue, we've got ourselves another first-time matchup. And so tonight, the Cocoa Beach Wonderkind Tommy Wilcox, one half of the Rage TV Tag Champions, steps into the squared circle with fellow Rage regular, Mad Dog McKay. The following contest is set for one fall, with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, accompanied by the Fairfield Foxfade Crawford from Cocoa Beach, Florida, weighing 210 pounds, one half of the Rage TV Tag Champions, the Cocoa Beach Wunderkind, Tommy Wilcox.
Faye Crawford joining Tommy at ringside for this singles matchup. The great woman behind the great man, that is Tommy Wilcox. Another nice change of pace matchup here, as the Rage Tag Champs engage in some singles competition, with Oliver Hollywood just losing his bid for the Cruiserweight title to Gary Galaxy at the Spectrum, and Tommy Wilcox in this first ever dust-up with Mad Dog Mark McKay. Should be a real treat, seeing these two mainstay guys from Rage in this match tonight.
Yeah, that's funny, Wally. People tend to forget that Tommy Wilcox and Oliver Hollywood had some pretty spectacular singles careers in their own rights before they decided to partner up. It's funny to think they didn't even want to in the first place, huh?
And his opponent, accompanied by Miss Morse X from Ithaca, New York, weighing 205 pounds, here's Mad Dog Mark McKay.
This fella and his lady, lots of fan support has been drummed up by Mad Dog Mark McKay and Miss Morse X. McKay's been around so long, fans have finally dubbed him the Enigma, and you know, it kinda fits the both of them. Still tons of speculation surrounding the identity of Miss Morse X, but with McKay himself guarding that secret and threatening to rip out the heart of anyone who might try to expose her. I think we're gonna stay guessing about it. I personally never asked him anything about her.
Wise move, Wally. He got a little hostile with Don Hickson in their first interview. And trust me, Don's never asked about her again. But amongst ourselves, I don't know who she is and really don't care. We got bigger problems in our WL.
Keep in mind this is the guy who sidelined Ballarat Jack for 2 months.
I'm looking at Wilcox and McKay, and I'm fully expecting McKay, along with Miss Morsex, to take a giant dump on the rule book here. See, Wilcox is fast and slick, and that's gonna irritate the hell out of McKay. Really looking forward to this wild mix of techniques.
Man, I love the way Miss Morsex looks at Mad Dog Mark McKay like he's a whole snack. You know, Danielle looks at me that way sometimes. Hey, does Sylvia look at you like that, Johnny?
Don't be trying to embarrass me in public, Lynch. You've already seen what we're like when we're together during off hours.
Oh, that's right, you're cakes. Yeah, there we go. Willie Johnson rings the bell. Here we go. They lock it up, collar and elbow. McKay with the upper hand. McKay countered by Tommy Wilcox. Wilcox locks up McKay. switched it around real quick on the Mad Dog. Tommy Wilcox choking. Mad Dog Mark McKay with the top rope. Rebound off the middle rope and a bulldog to Mad Dog Mark McKay. Okay, Tommy Wilcox starting out strong here. McKay with a kick to the leg and into a sleeper hold. He's going to try and end this quick. Good luck with that. Tommy Wilcox counters with a jawjacker. McKay taken down to one knee, but not quite all the way down. McKay whipped to the ropes by Wilcox. Wilcox has it. Oh, what a suplex right there from the Cocoa Beach Wonderkind. Okay. Wilcox locks in a heel hook stretch on Mad Dog Mark McKay. The Fairfield Fox, Faye Crawford, watching Wilcox intently. McKay counters both boots, gets back up, locks up Tommy Wilcox, escorts him towards the far right corner, head first into the turnbuckle. McKay quickly countered, but Tommy Wilcox who escapes the corner. And into the corner goes McKay himself. Face first into the turnbuckle. Tommy Wilcox opening up with a series of 10-count punches, but McKay puts the brakes on that one pretty quick. Oh, this is going to be an intense ride, guys. Wilcox whip to the far left corner this time. A hard right hand from Mad Dog Mark McKay. McKay yanking on the arm for dear life on Tommy Wilcox. Still stuck in the corner. McKay going to keep doing that. He's going to work on that arm till he yanks it out of the socket. Hard right hand from Mad Dog Mark McKay. Oh, what a headbutt. Tommy Wilcox finally rolls out of the corner. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. One. Just the one, says Willie Johnson. All right, well, out to the floor rolls Tommy Wilcox. McKay over the top. Shut up. Top rope cross body. Mad Dog McKay talking trash to Tommy Wilcox after he's gone air on him. Unbelievable. Wilcox counters. McKay puts on the brakes before hitting the ring steps. Wilcox back inside the ring, urging McKay to get back inside and let's do it. McKay's going to take him up on the offer too. Rebound off the ropes, flying elbow takes McKay down to the canvas again. Tommy Wilcox has been dominant so far. A right hand from McKay. A series of elbows to the midsection from Tommy Wilcox. And whoa, well, a swing and a miss on that one for Wilcox as McKay delivers a couple of stomps to the midsection. And Mad Dog Mark McKay definitely giving Tommy Wilcox a run for his money in this first time encounter as he stamps every available inch of Wilcox. Wilcox back up on his feet, delivers a kick to the ribs of Mad Dog Mark McKay. McKay turned over. A leg snap from Tommy Wilcox. So far, Miss Moore's ex seems to be behaving herself, but that may change at any given moment. Tommy Wilcox still firmly in control of this matchup as he tries to unscrew the head of Mad Dog Mark McKay like a bottle cap. Slams his head down to the canvas. Wilcox rebounds off the ropes, leg drop across the throat of Mad Dog Mark McKay. McKay struggling to get to his feet, but Tommy Wilcox right there again whips him to the ropes, makes the duck under, and a spinning elbow right to the face of McKay. McKay rounded up again. Wilcox rebounds off the ropes. Woo, beautiful moonsault took McKay down center ring. Tommy Wilcox nails him with the fist drop. A page out of the Jerry Lawler playbook right there. A knee to the back of Mad Dog Mark McKay. He nailed him with the elbow that time. Wilcox has him up. Inverted atomic drop. Wilcox rounds him up again. Scoop slams him. Wow. Tommy Wilcox with a nice parlay of moves right there. McKay scoop slams Wilcox in return. There's a clothesline from McKay. A second one. Wilcox back up on his feet, catches a third clothesline. Wilcox winds up in the corner. Here comes McKay. Clothesline takes Wilcox down to the mat. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2. No, just the 2. Tommy Wilcox still got some steam in the tank. A chop across the chest from McKay, who starts playing tug of war with his leg this time. Wilcox limping on that leg. McKay whips him to the ropes. Ducks under a second time, and kitchen sink knee right to the lower abdomen. And Mad Dog McKay's fired up. Man, these two, definitely some friction between them with a nasty fist drop and a driving knee to the head of Tommy Wilcox. Mad Dog Mark McKay takes himself topside here. He's about to go air. Wilcox slowly makes his way to a standing position. Here we go. Double axe handle right across the head of Wilcox. Wilcox quickly rolls out, gets back up. Counter whips McKay out onto the apron. Hard right hand from Tommy Wilcox. Turns McKay around, drapes him between the ropes, and starts going off with forearms to the back of Mad Dog Mark McKay. Follows that up with a pair of knees. Ms. Morse X looking absolutely alarmed here. Rebound off the ropes. Whoa, McKay quickly back up, and a shoulder tackle takes Wilcox down. Wilcox counters with a kick to the head. McKay gathered up by Wilcox, whip to the far right corner. A running splash takes McKay face down to the canvas. Tommy Wilcox is tuning up the band. Here we go. Super kick right to the chin of McKay. And wow, Tommy Wilcox just wore himself out using everything he had on that super kick. And he's struggling to get back up. Finally makes it to a standing position here. Mad Dog McKay slow to stand up here. Wilcox right there waiting for him. Kick to the midsection. A rebound off the ropes and a running knee. And then a clothesline, and down goes McKay. Wilcox quickly covers. 1, 2, 3, and that's a wrap. Tommy Wilcox defeats Mad Dog McKay by pinfall.
The time, 6 minutes and 57 seconds. And your winner by pinfall, Tommy Wilcox.
McKay seemed especially ornery tonight, huh? I got the same sense you did about these guys' texts. This was just the start of something potentially nasty.
No wonder they call him the Cocoa Beach Wonderkind. Man, he spent every last dime of his energy allowance to get this win over Mad Dog McKay. And I'm right there in the trenches with you guys. I don't think Tommy and the Mad Dog are quite finished with one another just yet.
Gentlemen, this looks like the beginning of a nasty rivalry. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with more RWL Sn Rl right after these messages, see? So you stay right there in your seat, you understand? Alright, we're back with something of a bit of an uh-oh match as Mil Mascaras, the man of 1,000 masks, gets set to throw his mask into the ring against the Sectarian's Papa Shango.
Is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, accompanied by the Blue Demon from Mexico City, weighing 220 pounds, Mil Mascaras. This one comes about from an incident a few months back in a match where the Sectarians physically abused La Parka over the summer. And quite frankly, Mil Mascaras and Blue Demon are mad about it.
La Parka took quite a beating in a 6-man tag with the Sectarians, and Kazmanson is blowing it off as just part of the match. But Mil Mascaras isn't buying that story, and he's vowed to disassemble the Sectarians' Voodoo King. But I think he's taking a serious risk. He's exactly the type of major superstar the sect would love to humiliate. I kinda hope that doesn't happen.
Well, you evidently don't know Mascaras or Blue Demon. That's why the Blue Demon is there, to make sure there are no shenanigans. Oh boy, here we go with the BS.
His opponent, accompanied by Kazmanson, representing the Sectarians from parts unknown, weighing 300 pounds, Papa Shango.
Well, as you guys will remember, I don't have a whole lot of love for Papa Shango, especially since he spit that damn green mist in my eyes and blinded me for a couple of days, so I personally don't care what happens to the man. I hope Mil Mascaras does succeed in taking him apart.
I dunno, guys, this whole match is giving me a very bad feeling. Mil Mascaras would be an ideal target for the Sectarians, and I certainly wouldn't put anything past them. I just hope Mil Mascaras comes out of this all right.
Another thing you need to know is that Mil Mascaras never, goes into any match without a game plan, without a strategy. And I'm sure he's got one for Papa Shango. I guess we're just going to have to see what develops here. But, yeah, the Sectarians would love to get a shot at Mil Mascaras. I don't know if that's going to happen for him, though.
And these sniveling asshats are still threatening me for exposing all their depravity. The abductions, the brainwashing, the cult-like behavior. It's why I'm practically living next door to Warlord Santos these days, who's assured me that if any sectarians want to get to me, they'll have to go through the Mexican monolith first. And good luck with that crap.
Boy, Sylvia sure looks after her cakes, doesn't she? Tom Canamora rings the bell. Mascaras charges. Whoa! Hurricane Rana right out of the gate for Papa Shango. Mascaras with a forearm drops him like a bad habit. Mil Mascaras coming out pretty strong here. Delivers an elbow to the leg of Papa Shango and then drives the knee right into the canvas. Papa Shango not mounting a whole lot of offense here as Kaz Manson looks on. He's got to be pretty concerned. Head scissors and a knock to that big old dome of Papa Shango. Mil Mascaras, just an absolute machine here. Papa Shango has yet to mount any offense at all. And Mil Mascaras is just going 7 kinds of crazy on him. Shango counters with a kick to the leg of Mascaras, locks him up. Has him up. Takes a walk with him. There's a backbreaker. Oh, and a sadistic backbreaker too. He's just stretching the vertebrae on Mil Mascaras. Mascaras rounded up to a standing position again. Quickly counters Papa Shango with a chop across the chest, a kick to the midsection, and a DDT for good measure. Nice little combination of moves there from the man of 1,000 masks. Now stamping the hands and fingers on Papa Shango. And I don't care how voodoo you are, that hurts. Papa Shango rebounds off the ropes. Cross body splash to Mil Mascaras. Followed up with a stomp to the midsection. And Papa Shango finally woke up. Rear chin lock on Mil Mascaras. Mascaras quickly slips out of the hole. Look at this, rolls him up for a pin, man. One. Whoa, that was cool. Mil Mascaras, a chop across the chest of Papa Shango, locks him up. Hard whip to the ropes. A leapfrog. And a beautiful spinning heel kick from Mil Mascaras. Okay. Mil Mascaras with a series of chops across the chest of Papa Shango. A hard right spins him around. Mascaras goes behind. Papa Shango counters with an elbow. Locks up Mascaras. Has him up over the shoulders. Again, Mascaras counters and another DDT. To Papa Shango, who don't know if he's coming or going. Over the top rope, cross body. Absolutely unbelievable. Mil Mascaras just dominating Papa Shango, and oh man, it's a beautiful sight to see. All the way up on the top rope, here we go. Elbow drop across the back of Papa Shango. And oh man, yeah, Mil Mascaras is fired up. This is definitely vengeance for La Parka a couple of months ago. Mil Mascaras with a kick to the midsection. Winds up the arm on Papa Shango. He's going to take him walkies. All the way up the top rope. Beautiful Japanese arm drag from Mil Mascaras. The man of 1,000 masks. Not giving Papa Shango any leeway at all. And he has been taking a beating from the word go. Shango counters with a shot to the midsection. Rounds up Mascaras. Again, Mascaras flips out. Chop block to the back of the knee of Papa Shango. Followed up with another stomp of the knee into the canvas. Followed up with another kick to the back, and Mil Mascaras getting ready to go air one more time here. Papa Shango slowly stands himself on up. Here we go, cross body. And here's a pin with a hook of the leg. 1, 2. Shut up! Mil Mascaras absolutely humiliates Papa Shango.
Time, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, Mil Mascaras.
Well, damn, guys, you spell that kind of victory O-W-N-E-D. And that's exactly what happened to Papa Shango. He just got owned by the man of 1,000 masks. Mil Mascaras cleaning the clock on Papa Shango. And oh man, the sectarians are going to have to hang their tails in shame. We'll be back with more Snarl right after this. That was so satisfying.
We're wrapping up the first half with one hell of a tag match with Sabu and Rob Van Dam. facing the up-and-coming pair of Splendid Bobby C and Sensational Fabiolas, Team Splendid, and boy, this one's gonna be lit.
As hot as Team Splendid's been lately, I kinda can't wait to see what happens when they clash with RVD and Sabu.
The following tag team contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, at a combined weight of 473 pounds, from Bombay, Michigan, Sabu, and from Battle Creek, Michigan, Rob Van Dam, the ECW crew.
Guys, I got nothing respect for Team Splendid. Bobby C and Sensational Fabiolas have definitely been moving up in the world. But tonight, against the ECW crew, against RVD and Sabu, well, that's kind of a Shaquille O'Neal level tall order, guys.
RVD and Sabu are former ECW Tag Team Champions. Plus, Team Splendid's just lost their last match against Wild Fortunes. So, do I think Bobby C and Fabiolas will be punching above their weight? Yes, they'll absolutely have to stay one step ahead of these seasoned hardcore veterans.
That is a pretty fair assessment, Wally. I mean, RVD and Sabu are about as no-nonsense as it gets. And I don't know if Team Splendid's even going to be ready for this match. Well, something funny that Don Hickson said at the Spectrum. I think that these two boys just lost their crowns as most bombastic entrants in all of RWL to Tony Storm.
Their opponents, at a combined weight of 460 pounds, from Beverly Hills, California, Splendid Bobby C and Sensational Fabiolas, Team Splendid.
Got to admit, Bobby and Fabby, their record book is starting to look a lot more favorable with a lot more wins than losses lately. And yeah, they did lose to Wild Fortune, but far more embarrassing teams you could lose to. Well, tonight it's going to be RVD and Sabu, and again, very tall order for Splendid Bobby C and Sensational Fabiolas. I am keen to see if they can make it or not.
Bobby and Fabby are finally starting to get some real and well-deserved attention after spinning their wheels for about 2 years now. And this match is definitely gonna be major tests to pass for Team Splendid. Let's just say that if they were to succeed in getting the win over RVD and Sabu, well, let's just agree that would totally get them noticed by everyone who hasn't been paying attention up to now.
I have said it before and I will say it again. I've got the best color and analysis team on the planet. Rob Van Dam and Splendid Bobby C starting this off as Willie Johnson sounds the bell. The men come center ring. A kick, a right, a left, and a backbreaker. All in one from Splendid Bobby C on Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam rounded back up, whipped to Team Splendid's corner, collapses into that corner. Splendid Bobby C starts putting the boots to Rob Van Dam, putting all his weight behind it. And look at this here. Oh man, double knees to the chest. RVD. Splendid Bobby C turns it over to Sensational Fabiolas on the tag. Rob Van Dam still not standing up. Fabiolas gathers him up, locks him up, whips him to the far right corner. Sensational Fabiolas quickly countered by RVD into an inverted DDT. Back of the head slammed to the canvas. Fabiolas catches a beautiful kick from Rob Van Dam. Down he goes. Hard kick to the back from RVD. Liked it so much he's going to do it again. And now Sensational Fabiolas struggling to get to a standing position. RVD gets a hold of him, drives a knee right into his head. And again, Rob Van Dam goes to work. Look at this. What do we got in mind here? Sabu has to get out of the way here. Rob Van Dam changes his mind on the high-risk maneuver, or does he? No, he's got the room now. Here we go. He sets it up, and oh, man, nailed him. Here's the cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2. Bobby C right there to break up the party for Rob Van Dam. Sensational Fabiolas, thankful for the assist, smashes Rob Van Dam's head into the turnbuckle and starts driving knees into his midsection. Rob Van Dam collapses into the corner. Sensational Fabiolas, just like his partner, putting the boots to Rob Van Dam. All the way up, all the way down, misses, but Rob Van Dam rolls him up. Look at this right here, RVD. Whips Fabulous to the ropes. Beautifully executed power slam. Right center ring. Rob Van Dam winds up the arm, delivers a kick to the chest. And RVD turning things around for his team here. Sensational Fabulous out on the apron using the ropes to get himself to a standing position. Rob Van Dam hung up on the top rope by Sensational Fabulous. Here's a tag to Sabu, and things are about to get crazy. A series of kicks right to the head of Sabu from Sensational Fabulous, with Rob Van Dam just getting to his feet. As Sensational Fabulous starts putting the boots to Sabu, and now he's setting it up. That double arm twist right there. That is some painful business, and a pair of knees into the back for good measure. Sensational Fabulous makes his way to his corner, turns it over to Splendid Bobby C. Whoa! Big time running kick right to the head of Sabu. Splendid Bobby C with wrist clutch baby step stomps to the back on Sabu. Sabu rounded up again by Splendid Bobby C, who starts going to work doing the same thing that Sensational Fabulous did. The team works very efficiently. And now Splendid Bobby C picking up right where Fabulous left off, twisting the arms on Sabu, drives a pair of knees into his back too. Splendid Bobby C goes right back to work on the arms of Sabu, absolutely relentless. It looks like these guys are actually being able to hang with Rob Van Dam and Sabu. I didn't think it was going to happen, but they started strong and they're still in it. Well, now, another pair of knees to the back for Sabu, as Splendid Bobby C goes for a cover. One. Well, not even a one. Sabu quickly back up on his feet, locks up with Splendid Bobby C. Has him up. Whoa, nice power slam. Just out of no place. There's a cover. Not even a one. Bobby C kicking out of the pin. Here comes Sensational Fabulous on the tag. Sabu steps over Bobby C to greet him, but Fabulous right there to greet him. Snake eyes right across the top turnbuckle for Sabu. And a little bit of showboating from Sensational Fabulous. Not paying attention as Rob Van Dam comes in on the tag. They lock up. RVD, with the element of surprise, drives a knee into the midsection of Sensational Fabulous. RVD delivers a kick to the back. Goes to work on the arms. And oh, what a nasty driving knee to the head of Sensational Fabulous. Rob Van Dam picking up the momentum here for his team. Rebounds off the ropes. Beautifully executed moonsault. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg too. 1, 2. Just a 2 count. Fabulous got that left shoulder up. A clubbing overhand right from Rob Van Dam locks up Sensational Fabulous, whips him to his team's corner. Here comes Sabu on the tag, and here comes a double team. Hard shot to the ribs from Sabu. Fabulous catches a drop kick off the ropes. Here comes Splendid Bobby C on the tag. Another beautiful running kick from Bobby C takes Sabu down to the canvas. A hard kick to the back. Sabu steps out and whoa! Oh damn, did you see that? Sensational Fabulous paying off with the big time high risk maneuver right there. Turned himself into a human missile. Taking down Sabu. And a move worthy of Sabu himself. Oh man. Okay. Sensational Fabulous with a cheap shot on Sabu. A hard shot to the back from Splendid Bobby C. Bobby goes behind on him. Another hard uppercut to the back of the head of Sabu. Bobby C drives both knees into the canvas. The Splendid one rounds up Sabu and starts driving knees into his midsection. Down goes Sabu. Here comes Sensational Fabulous again. Team Splendid tagging real efficiently and working as a unit most cohesively, as Don Hickson might say. Fabulous stalking Sabu here. Goes behind on him, has him up over the shoulder. GTS knee to the skull. This could be the end right here. 1, 2. Rob Van Dam making sure it's not the end. And Sensational Fabulous has to start from 0. Off the ropes, moonsault to Sabu. I gotta admit, I haven't seen RVD and Sabu abused quite this widely before. Here comes Splendid Bobby C on the tag, and these guys are not doing too bad for themselves, gotta be honest. Sabu, rounded up by Splendid Bobby C. Rebound off the ropes. Beautiful flying kick right to the side of the head of Sabu. Oh, a little bit of martial arts action right there from Splendid Bobby C. Clothesline takes Sabu down to the canvas. Followed up with a stomp to the midsection. Splendid Bobby C. currently in control of Sabu. And Team Splendid, surprisingly in control of this match with Sabu and RVD. Didn't think it was going to happen. Series of driving knees into the midsection of Sabu. The Splendid one starts to put the boots to him, but Sabu finds his way out of the corner and trips up. Splendid Bobby C. drives both boots into the... Oh, man. Yeah, Sabu was mad if he did that. Here comes Rob Van Dam on the tag. Bobby C standing center ring waiting for him. Drives a knee right into his head. Rob Van Dam quickly back up again. Rebounds off the ropes. And whoa, man, what a kick. To Bobby C. Cover 1, 2. But just a 2. Splendid Bobby C kicks out. Rob Van Dam with a snapmare and a drop kick to the side of the head of Splendid Bobby C. Bobby sweeps the leg, takes down Rob Van Dam. Charges, and a running spear takes RVD down. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2. Oh, damn, that was as close to a near fall as we've gotten so far. And most of those near falls have been for Team Splendid. Whoa, are you kidding me? He did it again. Son of... Whoa. Well, cut off my junk and call me Stumpy. Team Splendid, more than keeping up with the ECW crew here. Splendid Bobby C gets a hold of Sabu, pitches him the hell out of the way. Rob Van Dam going after Sensational Fabulous, tags him with a right, tags him with another. As Splendid Bobby C continues to work on the arms of Sabu on the outside. He's the legal man. He is being countered by referee Willie Johnson, but he's taking his sweet time about the project. Drives both knees into the back. Meanwhile, Rob Van Dam has taken out Sensational Fabulous. Rob Van Dam with a knee to the head of Splendid Bobby C. And this one's turned around in favor of Team ECW from the outside. Look at this. Oh, man. Double underhook facebuster from Rob Van Dam. RVD with a DDT on Splendid Bobby C. The referee's count continues as Rob Van Dam continues to work on the Splendid one. Bobby C struggling to get to a standing position here, gets a hold of Rob Van Dam. Van Dam counters and pitches him towards the timekeeper's area, makes his own way back inside the ring. As the referee continues to count Splendid Bobby C, Rob Van Dam going after Sensational Fabulous. Takes himself out onto the apron with Fabi. This is not going to be good. Oh, man, DDT on the lip of the apron. Bobby C drives a knee into the head of Rob Van Dam. Sensational Fabulous is reeling from that DDT as Rob Van Dam is rolled back inside the ring by Splendid Bobby C. Charges. Flying elbow to the back of the head of Rob Van Dam. A series of wrist clutch kicks to the ribs and a forearm to Rob Van... Damn, man, these guys ain't fooling around. 1. Team Splendid impressing the crap out of me right about now. A stomp to the shoulder of Rob Van Dam. I mean, I'm not trying to say is anything, but Rob Van Dam and Sabu have been looking, well, inefficient in this matchup. A wicked kick to the side of the head and a flying punch to Rob Van Dam takes him down to the canvas. And again, another cover. 1, 2. And another near fall, but Rob Van Dam manages to get that right shoulder up. A series of short kicks to the head. And here comes Sensational Fabulous again. This match more than halfway over and nowhere near a winner so far. Hard forearm from Fabulous takes Rob Van Dam down to the canvas. Rob Van Dam out on the apron. Fabulous joins him out there on the apron. Then does nothing about it. Goes behind on Rob Van Dam. Has him up. Oh! Kicked him right in the back. On the way down. Well, that was nasty. Fabulous whips Rob Van Dam to the Team Splendid corner. And again starts driving knees into the midsection of Rob Van Dam. Down he goes. Again, Rob Van Dam puts on the brakes on Fabiola, slams him down to the canvas. Rob Van Dam gets a hold of him. Here's a snapmare. And here's a drop kick to the side of the head from RVD. A driving knee into the head of Sensational Fabulous. Well, he might have felt that one a little bit too much. German release suplex from Rob Van Dam. Sensational Fabulous is in trouble at this point. Rob Van Dam whips him to his team's corner. RVD going to take this one himself. Delivers a kick to the calf of Sensational Fabulous draped over the rope. RVD with a kick to the midsection. Pulls him in. And here we go again. Another hook face buster for Sensational Fabulous as Sabu comes in on the tag. Fabulous struggling to get to a standing position here, but too late. Sabu right there with the forearm takes him down the canvas. Sabu rebounds off the ropes. Beautiful handstand kind of move there into the Whirlicane Rana. Taking Sensational Fabulous for right there it is. Sabu with that trademark taunt. Sabu whips Fabi into the corner. Fabulous counters with a forearm. Locks it up with Sabu. Sabu with the upper hand gets a hold of him. Another beautiful power slam. And here's another cover. One. But just the one. Sensational Fabulous getting the left shoulder up. Sabu takes himself up to the middle rope here. He dives and misses the crossbody. Sensational Fabulous stepping out of the way just in the nick of time there. Wicked wrist clutch kick to the side of the head of Sensational Fabulous. Beats it out of town and turns it over to Splendid Bobby C. Bobby catches a double axe handle from Sabu. A basement DDT from Sabu. And looks like Sabu and RVD are starting to really fight back in this matchup. Might be too little too late. Hard whip to the corner for the Splendid one. Here comes Rob Van Dam on the tag. Here comes the double team. Splendid Bobby C. Whip to the ropes. Double shoulders. Takes him down as Rob Van Dam catches a kick to the head from Splendid Bobby C. The Splendid one rebounds off the ropes, misses with the flying forearm. Rob Van Dam tags him with a right, tags him with another one. Locks him up again. Escorting Bobby C towards the corner. Referee needs to get the hell on out of the way. What is Willie Johnson thinking? RVD with a knee to the midsection, and a hard knee to the midsection at that. The Splendid Bobby C. Followed up with a stomp to the shoulder as Rob Van Dam turns it over to Sabu on the tag. Bobby C catches a flying shoulder from Sabu. He rolls out to the floor. Sabu goes over the top trying to go after Sensational Fabulous, but winds up crashing and burning. That might be a costly mistake for Team ECW. Sabu pitched towards the ring steps, doesn't quite get there, but Bobby C tags him with an elbow anyway. That's 3/4 of the way done now. And still no winner. We'd be looking at a time-minute draw possibly. Sabu rolled out towards the barricades. Nails Bobby C with a double axe handle. Gets himself back inside the ring before time runs out. Goes after Sensational Fabulous. Sabu not giving up here. There's a hard forearm to Fabi. Bobby C too late to make the save, but goes after Sabu anyway. A hard knee to the midsection, but Sabu counters with an elbow. Locks up. Splendid Bobby C whips him to the corner. Sabu steps out, turns it over to Rob Van Dam. Sensational Fabulous on the outside, not at his corner as Rob Van Dam charges, both knees missing on that move. Bobby C whips him into the corner, drives a knee into his midsection, delivers a kick to the chest. And look at this. Serious face wash coming up. Bobby C rebounds off the ropes. Boom! Wicked strength boot to the face of Rob Van Dam. He rolls out to the floor where Sensational Fabulous is still laid out. Bobby C going to have to do this all on his own. And for the third time, I don't believe it. He is crazy. That is the third time he's gone over the top rope and nailed somebody. Fabulous catching some kicks and rights from Rob Van Dam, gets taken down. Splendid Bobby C catches a snap suplex from Rob Van Dam. Both members of Team Splendid are laid out. RVD standing tall here, firmly in control. And here comes the Rolling Thunder to Splendid Bobby C. Rob Van Dam stalking Bobby C. The ref trying to get him back in the ring, but a little too quick. A couple of hard kicks to the leg for Rob Van Dam. Bobby C. A spin kick. Took Rob Van Dam down, but hard. Fabulous back on his feet. Delivers a stomp to Rob Van Dam out of pure spite and nothing else. Up over the shoulders goes Rob Van Dam. Bobby C drives him with a GTS, the knee to the head. And again, a little bit of kung fu fighting from Splendid Bobby C. Sensational Fabulous rounds up Rob Van Dam as Bobby C goes after Sabu, catches the right. An enziguri takes Sabu down to the floor. And Rob Van Dam is all on his own here. Here's a cover. 1, 2. I would have sworn I was going to be it, and we're down with 2 minutes to go. A stomp to the shoulder to Rob Van Dam. Splendid Bobby C turns it over to Sensational Fabulous. Rob Van Dam just getting to his feet. Rebound off the ropes, flying punch. Takes down Rob Van Dam to the canvas. Splendid Bobby C looking on as Sensational Fabulous tags Rob Van Dam with a nasty right. Here's another cover. But Sabu right there to break it up again. Sensational Fabulous stalking Rob Van Dam now. He is mad and he is running out of time too. Hard right spins Rob Van Dam around, has him up over the shoulders again. Another GTS, knee to the skull. Fabulous covers. 1, 2, 3, and where the hell was Sabu? Team Splendid picks up the win by pinfall.
The time, 18 minutes and 53 seconds. Your winners by pinfall, Team Splendid.
Well, sir, a splendid win for Splendid Bobby C and Sensational Fabulous, pulling off, well, what I can just call an upset here over Rob Van Dam and Sabu. I didn't think it was going to happen, and they did it with less than a minute and a half to go, about a minute and 10 left on the clock. Pretty amazing stuff from Team Splendid. Let's turn it over to Wally Cardell and his special guest, Liberty Bell Danielle.
Okay, before the second half, Liberty Bell Danielle is back tonight and celebrating 2 years as reigning RWL Joyce Grable Tournament champion, and she's medically cleared tonight. So, with no Luna Vachon to ruin the evening, what's the plan, Danielle?
I'm just happy to be here tonight, and I'm happy to have been able to hang on to the Joyce Grable Championship. As for Luna, I've got very definite plans as to what's going to happen between us, and while those are pretty important, tonight is going to be slightly lighter, better, and more competitive. Fair, Wally.
So I've heard, in the second half tonight, you're going into a one-on-one submission match, best of 3 falls, against Shayna Baszler. What's that all about?
I don't know, Wally, but I just want to wrestle a normal match, against a normal opponent. Shayna Baszler bills herself as a submissions expert, and hey, I just want to see if she's as good as tales say, because I don't believe 'em.
Still, you're just coming off some fairly nasty injuries, so forgive me here, but isn't this match with Shayna happening just a bit too soon? It was only last week you were taken out of the arena on a stretcher.
I know, but it's fine. After tonight, I'll be taking a little time off to train for an upcoming match with Luna, and believe me, she's gonna pay for what she's done to me, to Patty, and Caden Carter. And I'm telling you now, it's not gonna be a normal, run-of-the-mill match either. I'm taking a chance, sure, but someone like Luna is the last thing RWL needs around here. We're already up to our asses in troublemaking sectarians, so we don't need Luna adding to the chaos. She's gonna be dealt with, though.
All right, well, good luck tonight with Shayna Baszler, and I do hope you catch up on some much-needed rest. Fans, the second half of tonight's Snarl when we get back.